I mean, I'm not denying it, but if you study money, this has happened every time we print money. So, I'm a student of money. I don't know why. That was my only interest. There wasn't a class called money at school. I just studied on my own.
Just a greedy bastard from
Yeah,
an early
yeah,
age.
yeah. But when you print money, two things happen. And so Nixon was the guy that printed money,
Yeah.
first guy. And it was from the Bretton Woods, all the history. Look at how they came up. Every time they printed money, there's been war.
Right.
So it brought
the greenback in the Civil War,
yeah, it brought
1920s.
the Weimar Republic. It brought Hitler to power.
Yes.
I was in Zimbabwe when Zimbabwe went down. But when you study money, every time you print money, two things happen. The rich get richer. Poor middle class get poorer. And the reason for that is when you print money, so-called assets of value go up. But also expenses for food and things go up. So when you see homelessness increasing, the more we print money, more homelessness, because they can't afford the house.
This has been a really interesting thing that's happened that's in America right now, which is we had this crazy acceleration in the price of housing, and interest rates collapsed so that you could get a 30-year fixed rate mortgage below 3%. And now that's all but started to be turned upside down. And it's created a really weird moment where interest rates are high, prices have gone up, the housing market hasn't crashed.
Inflation has gone up.
So it's as I've been more of a student of like basic macroeconomics than finance. I'm like behind in finance, frankly. I mean, not at the basic level we're talking about, but where do we go from here? What's your sense of how the next several years is going to play out?
Okay, so you were on it. The price of housing went up, but inflation went up.
Yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword. If you're making less than $100,000 a year, how do you afford a house?
Can't.
Because you go to the supermarket and your cash is sucked out of there on the expense column. But that's why there's no financial education in our schools. They don't have to teach you that stuff. They got some guy with a PhD in a paper and go. So that's the problem. And another thing I was taught at the academy, because of ring knockers, you watch what a person does, not what they say. So that's why I observe people. So this guy Biden, not Republican or Democrat, but his first act was, you know what it was? His very first act.
The student loans, wasn't that, or no?
No, that was Obama. Oh, another criminal. But anyway, no, it's...
You're not wrong.
Well,
is assassinating American citizens around the world. He's technically a criminal.
Yeah. Now, when he cut, his first act was to cut the Keystone XL pipeline. And I went to Kings Point, okay? I'm an oil man. My first job was with Standard Oil. I understand oil. When he cut the pipeline, I own oil wells. And the moment he cut the pipeline that day, oil went under Trump, I was selling oil for $30 a barrel. Next day was $130. So that's what...
So he lined your pockets with that.
I almost voted for Biden after that one. Trump cut the prices down. And so the 130, I'm making money hand over fist, but I knew exactly what he was doing because that's what Marxist guys did. By raising the cost of living or inflation, you now have two classes. So what Biden did was he created another class called the upper middle class became poor. He did it intentionally. I watched that going, God, Whitey. And then, so you notice what's happened, and then you see homelessness increase and all this stuff. It's intentional. And that's what Trump was fighting, the deep state or the dark side, or whatever he was fighting.